What if the person you trusted with your future was secretly planning your downfall? For 7 years, I stayed silent. Not because I was weak, but because I knew one mistake would destroy everything I'd worked for. They stole my ideas. They ruined my reputation. They convinced everyone that I was the problem. But they forgot one thing. The truth has a way of surviving. And when it finally came out, an entire company watched its perfect image fall apart in a single day. Stay until the end, because the final courtroom moment changed not only my life, but the lives of dozens of people who had suffered in silence. My name doesn't matter, because this story could happen to anyone. 7 years ago, I was a 23-year-old graduate from a small town with nothing except determination. My parents weren't wealthy. Every tuition payment had come from years of sacrifice. When I received an offer from one of the biggest companies in the city, it felt like every struggle had finally been worth it. On my first day, I promised myself one thing. I'll earn every promotion. For months, I arrived before everyone else. I stayed late. I volunteered for difficult projects. Whenever people needed help, I was there. Slowly, people began noticing my work. Or at least, that's what I believed. One Monday morning, our manager congratulated another employee for a project I had spent 3 months creating. Everyone applauded. I sat there, listening to someone else explain my own ideas. At first, I thought it was a misunderstanding. After the meeting, I politely told my supervisor. He smiled. "You'll get your chance next time." There was never a next time. Weeks became months. Every successful report somehow carried someone else's name. Every promotion passed me by. Whenever I asked questions, the answers became shorter. The smiles became colder. The office that once felt like my future slowly became a place where I questioned myself every single day. Was I really not good enough? Or was something happening that I couldn't see? Then came the day that changed my life forever. Human Resources asked me to attend an unexpected meeting. The moment I walked into the room, I knew something was wrong. 3 managers, an HR representative, a thick folder sitting on the table. Inside were documents accusing me of leaking confidential information, manipulating company records, and violating company policy. I couldn't believe what I was reading. None of it was true. I tried to explain. No one listened. Every answer I gave was met with another accusation. Someone had prepared everything carefully. Emails, printed documents, witness statements. Every piece designed to make me look guilty. An hour later, security escorted me out of the building where I had spent 7 years giving everything I had. As the elevator doors closed, I watched coworkers avoid looking at me. Some whispered. Some simply walked away. By sunset, I wasn't just unemployed. I had become the villain in a story I didn't even know had been written. For weeks, I barely left my apartment. Every job application ended the same way. "We're sorry, we've decided to move forward with another candidate." I knew why. Someone had made sure my reputation reached employers before I ever did. There were nights I stared at the ceiling until sunrise, asking myself one question: should I just give up? Then I remembered something my father used to say. A lie can outrun the truth, but it can never escape it forever. That night, I stopped feeling sorry for myself. If they had built a case against me, I would build one against them. Not with anger, not with revenge, with facts. Over the next 2 years, I became obsessed with one thing: proof. Former coworkers quietly contacted me after hearing what had happened. One admitted he had been pressured to sign a false statement. Another revealed that my reports had been deliberately reassigned before promotion reviews. An IT employee recovered email records that had somehow disappeared. Piece by piece, the story changed. It wasn't just about me anymore. I discovered I was the 5th employee who had been forced out using the same method. The company hadn't made a mistake. It had created a system. And for years, no one had dared to challenge it. But the evidence uncovered one secret no one expected. The person leading the conspiracy wasn't just protecting a promotion. They were hiding years of fraud that could destroy the entire company. When my lawyer reviewed everything, he looked at me and said, "This isn't just a wrongful termination case. This could expose an entire culture of corruption." The hearing lasted for months. The company's lawyers denied everything. They called me bitter. They called me dishonest. They said I was inventing the story because I couldn't accept failure. Then the judge asked for the original email records. The courtroom fell silent. The timestamps proved documents had been altered. Witnesses admitted they had been pressured. Managers began contradicting each other under oath. The truth wasn't falling apart. Their lies were. When the final verdict was read, I couldn't move. The court cleared my name completely. The company was ordered to compensate me for the damage it had caused, and legal action was launched against those responsible for the conspiracy. But the greatest victory wasn't the money. It was hearing another former employee say, "Because you spoke first, I finally found the courage to tell my story too." Today, I run a small company built on one simple rule. No one succeeds by stealing another person's work. If this story taught you anything, let it be this: silence may protect a lie for a while, but the truth only needs one brave person to be heard. If you believe justice is always worth fighting for, comment "Justice Prevails" and subscribe, because the next story will reveal a betrayal even more unbelievable than this one.